Welcome back to Mouse Coding, where we are building an expense monitor to monitor your total income, total expenses, income balance using PHP, MySQL database, Bootstrap JQuery. So far, we were working on the edit button, which is working well. When you click on edit, you will find that your information is brought back here, and you can easily update it. You just say cash at bank. Say it's now the amount is changed to 2,450.5. So immediately you click, you edit, your amount changes up here. So right now, in this part, we're going to work on the delete button, where we completely remove everything that has been typed. So let's get back to our code and work on this button. So we are going back to the index.php, and we're going to create a jQuery process that will work to effect that button. So let me close the fetch. Let's close it. The balance, we close it. The database, the insert, the edit income, we remain with edit income. So I think let's get back to fetch. I want to see the name of the button. So the name of the button is delete button. Then we get back here, we'll say document dot on click. The button is a class, that's why we're putting a point here, slash function. Then we say var delete button id is equal to this dot attribute id. Then we want to see the ID of the button, so we're going to say alert delete button id. So let's refresh in our browser. We refresh our browser, then I'm going to click here. So it's giving us 4. If I click here, it will give us, it's giving us 1. If I click here, it has given us 2. So meaning what we're going to do is we're going to remove anything that has an ID that the button has. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get back to our code. Then we'll say $sign dot ajax URL delete dot php method equal to post data equal to delete button id comma on success function. We're just going to call this function that we called display data function. We'll display it here. So let's go ahead and create the delete.php. So come back here, or we go to file, new, command s, delete.php. Let's say include db.php, and say if is set post to copy this id, then say is equal to replace then post delete button ID. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to say DL is equal to MySQL query connection delete from income table where ID equal to delete button ID or die. MySQL error connection. I think this is what we need to do in our delete.php. So let's go back and test our system. So refresh. Which one do you want to remove? The add cell. Okay, the last one. It's gone. It can't be replaced, or it can't be edited anymore. You can remove cache at hand. It's gone. So the only, if you can see, what is happening is this: when you delete, the income balance, total expenses is not changing, but we need these things to change, because if you have two incomes, this plus these expenses, is supposed to show you the total income that you have and the total expenses that you have plus the income balance. So we're going back to our delete. I'm sure I also have to update the edit income.php. So what is happening is that when you delete or you edit the total income, total expenses, these numbers are not changing. So we need to update our code in our in delete.php as well as in the edit income.php. So in the delete.php, well, we are going to, let's go back to our insert.php where we were updating the total amount, like we were updating the total income. So I'm looking for that code. So this is the code where we're saying first we are selecting the sum as well as then updating the total amount. So we're just going to copy this code and paste it here. So that we update the total amount, as well as when we edit the income, post edited income, we also paste our code in here. So let's try to run, refresh. Then when we click on edit car sales, we have say 1,400 update. We can see that now our total income has changed, our expenses are the same, and our income balance has changed. So if we delete, let's say we delete this one, you can see that automatically it has changed here. The total expenses are still the same because we haven't touched on the expenses. The income balance has also changed because the income balance is the result of the expenses. Let's see the total income. So far it is working okay. Now we'll fix this problem. So what we're going to do, in our next part, in part 8, we're going to create these buttons, but we're going to now edit the expenses as well as delete the expenses. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and share the videos with your friends who may be willing to learn one or two things. Have a great day.